Well, hey there, Freedom Church. Great to see you. Hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. And we're going to study the Bible together. If you have prayer requests, put them in the comments section. We'd love to pray for you. Hey, share this with a friend. In fact, you can share it on Facebook or through Instagram. You can do the little folded up airplane looking thing, share it. And we'd love you to do that because share it with all your friends. Tell them to join you in this Bible study. Maybe you can even talk with a friend about what we are talking about and study the book of Acts together. You can go back on our YouTube channel and here on Facebook if you want to file through it all. But you can go back to YouTube and you can watch all of these that we've studied the book of Acts together. So that's fun as well. We're in Acts chapter 15, and we're going to just read just a little bit of Acts chapter 15 today. It's going to be a little bit shorter of our study today just because there's so much involved in this story that I want us to make sure and take the proper amount of time to kind of pick apart each piece. And if we add too many pieces on, we'll be here for too long. And so we'll split this up into a few days. But it says, while Paul and Barnabas were at Antioch, remember, they've returned from their missionary journey. They've come back to Antioch in Syria, the church that had commissioned them and sent them out. And it says, while Paul and Barnabas were at Antioch of Syria, some men from Judea arrived and began to teach the believers. And here's what they began to teach them. They began to say, unless you are circumcised as required by the law of Moses, you cannot be saved. What an incredible time. Up until this time, that's all that had ever been known was the law of Moses. That was all that they knew to follow. And so these men have been following the law of Moses, just like Paul followed the law of Moses, just like Barnabas followed the law of Moses. And now all of a sudden, everything has changed. And so oftentimes we give the religious people a hard time. I think I give religious people a really hard time. We give religious people in the Bible a hard time, and mostly they deserve it. But as we look at the life of these particular religious people, I mean, their entire life had changed. Everything they had ever known changed. Everything they had ever been told about the God of the Bible changed. Everything that they had ever known about church and who could be at church changed. All in an instant. And so they hear about all of these people becoming Christ followers and following the way, the Christians, they would call them, at the church in Antioch. And so they hear all of this and they're going, wait a minute, do they know about Moses and have they been circumcised? And so they go, and here's what often happens to religious people, myself included. Because to some extent if we're Christians, we're religious people. We have this religion that wants to get deeply inside of us. And here's what happens is, and Paul talks a lot about this in his writings, he'll tell the people not to forget who they were, not to forget where they came from, not to forget the sin that so easily entangled them, not to forget, don't forget. And what happens is we oftentimes will run back to the safety of the fight that we've fought and where we've come from, where we've gotten to, and we call wherever it is we've gotten to, whatever the things are that we can make a list of that we know we're pretty good at, we draw the line there. We go, hey, this is where you need to be. You need to be here. And these men were going, look, we listened to the law of Moses. We were circumcised. I mean, they got kind of a point. Like, hey, some of us even adult male circumcision, right? So nothing to kill revival like adult male circumcision. And so they're like, man, we went through all of this. What's the deal? You have to have this happen to be saved. And so they bring back the law. Jesus had said, I'm not going to do away with the law. And so they bring back the law. And they say, you need something else. The problem with this is, what this does is we believe at Freedom Church, Jesus plus nothing equals everything. Everything. And we take that so literally because we really believe all of the stuff that you can add on doesn't mean anything. It doesn't add any value to Jesus. It's not that it doesn't mean anything. There are things you can add on that mean stuff. They're so important. But it doesn't add value to Jesus. That Jesus alone, Jesus plus nothing equals everything. And these guys were coming in there going, Jesus plus circumcision. We like this Jesus guy. We understand. We like this whole new faith. We're with you. We believe he was the Messiah. But Jesus plus circumcision equals everything. And whenever you put anything in that, fill in the blank, Jesus plus anything, you have now entered into legalism. And that's where these guys went. And we're going to watch over the next couple of days Paul's and Barnabas' battle with them. I think it's very important to watch it because it teaches us how to deal with legalism as well. And they kind of go on a journey of learning, and we're going to get to learn what they learn, and then we don't have to relearn it, okay? So a lot of this stuff, we shouldn't have to refight some of these battles, and we oftentimes are refighting battles that someone's already fought and won, but we'll get to that later. But I just wanted to bring it to our attention that we are so tempted to run towards legalism and to look for places in your life where you go, unless you are, you cannot be saved. Unless you are, you fill in the blank. I'm not even gonna give you a list. I got a pastor's list, rolls in my mind. I could think of 15 things and rattle them off probably. But what is it for you? Unless you are, you can't really be saved. Or do we really believe he who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved? And are there preconditions with that? I don't think so. I think the only precondition is that Jesus died and has grace for us. And that is freedom. There's a lot of stuff that comes after it. Being disciple, Paul, come on, Paul, disciple people, grew them in their faith, made them better people, helped them make better choices, all those things. But what they're saying is, unless you do blank, you cannot be saved. That's called legalism. Fight against it in your life. Find it, kill it, destroy it. Every time it comes up, oh, well, they don't do this, so they must not be Christians. Kill it, destroy it. Well, they affirm this, so they must not be Christian. Kill it, destroy it, destroy it. Because legalism will destroy you if you don't destroy it. Hey, that's all I got for today. I love Acts chapter 15. We're going to continue with that tomorrow on Wednesday. Can't wait to see you there. Put your comments in, prayer requests rather. I always reverse those and I have to correct it almost every time. Put your prayer requests in the comments section and we'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday.